Hi guys. So let's start with our lab. So we have to analyze forms with custom Azure AI Document Intelligence model. So the main keyword is there custom, right? So suppose a company currently requires an employee to manually purchase order sheets and enter the data into database. They would like to utilize AI service to improve the data entry process. You decide to build a machine learning model that will read the form and produce structured data that can be used to automatically update a database. So we are going to do that. So Azure AI Document Intelligence is Azure AI service that enables you to build automated data processing software. This software can extract text, key value pairs, and tables from form documents using optical character recognition. Azure AI Document Intelligence has pre-built models for recognizing invoices, receipts, and business cards. The service also provides capability to train custom models. So in this exercise, we are not going to look on the pre-built models, right? We will be looking at the custom models. First of all, you have to go to portal.azure.com and yeah, let's search here document intelligence. So yeah, okay. Then this page will show up, right? And you have to create a document intelligence resource. So you will click on create. Now you have to create a resource group for document intelligence. Let's say document intelligence resource group. Okay. So now region east US is okay, or east US 2 is also okay, right? And now the name of the resource. So let's call it document intelligence resource, right? Yeah, it's working. And now let's call it free. So for free, we have 500 pages per month, 20 calls per minute for the recognizer API, and 1 call per minute for training a custom model, right? I think that's the whole sentence. So let's call the free. And now next. So for networks, we do not want to configure any network configuration, and system assigned an entity to grant resource access to other existing resources. So for the system assigned manage identity is off, but we will turn it on. So now we will have a system managed identity for this resource. Now let's click on next. We do not need any tags, and then we will click on review and create. Uh, let's see. Afterwards, we have to go to the PowerShell, and okay, so let's also do that. Let's click on create and wait for it for deployment to complete. Till then, we will go to the portal.azure.com, and I will just to save the time, I will just clone the repository and open this cloud shell. Yeah. Okay, so our deployment has been completed, and now we can go to our document resource, right? So this is our DIRG resource, and this is a form recognizer resource, right? Or you can say document intelligence now. Initially it was called form recognizer. So this is our resource, and you can go to the overview of page of this, and you can see a lot of these things. So yeah, you can see these things: resource group, subscription ID, and location. So if you see here, we have the resource group, right? We have the subscription ID, and the next thing what we are looking for is the endpoint, resource group, subscription ID, and location. So we have the location also: resource group, location, and subscription ID. So these things we will see later, right? But the next thing what we have to do is uh, we have to clone this repository and then go to custom document intelligence folder, and in that custom document intelligence folder we have to go to sample forms folder, and in sample forms folder we will have three types of files, like two JSON files and two type of JSON files and one type of image file. So let's go here in our portal, right? So let's clear this. So we are in this directory, right? Now let's see to ls, right? So we have this fields.json file. So we have actually four types of file. One are the actual file. So let's go to form1.jpg. Let's download this file. So download form1.jpg, or let's download two, right? So let's download form 2.jpg, right? Let's download this. Let's click here to download your file, and let's see our download file. So here is our downloaded file. We can see here Hero Limited purchase order, ship to, ship from, and then we have all these things. So this is basically a purchase order, right? And we have all these phones, company phone, website, email, all these things. Then line by line we have the item total, quantities, unit price, total, subtotal, right? So this is the thing here, right? This is the purchase order. Now the next thing what we have to do is we will look at its corresponding files. So we have form2.jpg, and then we have form2.jpg. First of all, we need to also see the fields.json file, which is a unique file. So it's let's say code fields.json, right? And then we will open this. So here you can see we are defining our fields here. We can see here that we have the field list, and in this we have all our fields. So we will have a merchant field, phone number, website, email. So these will be our fields, and then there are more also. So but just let's focus on these ones: the phone number, website, and email field, and then the merchant field. And these fields are of type is string. So this can be string, this can be a list, right? Or this could be table also, right? So all these field types are there. So it basically tells like what this field type is, right? And then there is field format. So field format is how you will format that field. So for different types there might be different field formats. For an example, let's see this. So you have that invoice date field key, right? And you have the field type date. So it's in the format of date. And then you have field format. So field format is DMY. So DMY means first day, then month, then year. So that is the format. So now you understand what the field format, field type, and field key is. So we want our model to recognize these fields, and we have specified this in fields.json, right? Now we have seen the form2 dot jpg, right? And now we want to know that how our optical character recognition, right? How will it basically recognize it, right? So it will generate, when we run OCR on this, then it will generate a file for us, which will be a JSON file. And that file will be, let's see here, form2 jpg.ocr. OCR is optical character recognition .json. So that is very easy name, right? Just ocr.json. So first off, form code form 2.jpg, right? And we do not want jpg, we want jpg, okay, .jpg. And then we have our ocr.json. And now let's see this file. So it succeeded, and it's telling us that all of these read results. So it's telling that this form2.jpg.ocr.json, it's the page one, right? So this is one single image, and that's why it's showing only the page one, right? But if it would be a PDF, then it would have, different pages also. You can see this is a long file, and let's see till when it goes here. Yeah, so this is a file. So 1 second. Yeah, you can see here. So this is a file here, and this has a lot of details. So after this, a new section has started, which is page results. And in page results we have page 1, we have tables. So it has recognized table. We see there is a table, right? So yeah, in page 1 there are tables, and it is a list of tables, right? Because there are 1 and 2 tables. Each table has rows and 3, so like 3 rows, 2 columns. So you can see there are 3 rows and 2 columns. So this will be a table. And then row index, column index, and address 938. Okay, so this is also a table, right? So it has recognized table here. 9389. So it has basically 3 rows and 2 columns. Okay, and let's see what is in there. So text is this, then there are bounding box, then these are elements, right? Then here also we have the elements, bounding box, phone number, then there is phone number. So this is in here, right? So all of this is considered a table. Then Bellingham WA, then this one and this one. So it has basically um, used this as a table. So this is a table, right? And this is how, and these are the elements. So like these elements, so what these elements mean, so these elements are the actual words that were recognized from the read results, right? So this is page results, then there is read results also. So actually we should have first gone through the read results, right? So we have this read results also. So let's go to read results, then you will understand this clearly and then we will come back here again. So let's go to read results. Okay, so I don't know why this is here. Let's cross this for a moment and then go to top. So we have this read results, and in this read results we have the page. So which page number is this? Language is basically the predominant language of the document. So this document is in predominantly in English. We cannot see any other language here, but there might be a document which has multiple languages. Then this will be basically predominant language, right? And then the angle. So sometimes your PDF would be like PDF diagonal issues, right? Maybe some image will come on, but yeah. So maybe like sometimes when you scan your PDF, then some pages are tilted, right? So handwritten PDF, maybe handwritten. So handwritten PDF scanning diagonal. So when you sometimes scan your document, right, like this document or that document, right? So sometimes it gets diagonal, right? Because this in the scanner you cannot put it in the perfect format, so it just tilts by some angle, right? When you like this, you can see here. So this is tilted, right? This is not straight. So this is kind of a diagonal, right? So yeah, that is the something that we have to take care of. So that's why here there is a angle. So angle is 0 means it's perfectly aligned in a bounding box, right? It is perfectly aligned as a box. But you know that if you have this document, you might have sometimes this tilt or like a little tilt here, right? So that angle is basically being captured here. Then it's the width and height. So width and height, basically you will have 0 0 here, and then you will have 1700 to 2200 here, right? So this is basically width and height in pixels. So like there are like 1700 pixels this way, right? And 2200 pixels this way. And the unit is pixel because this is an image, that's why the units are pixel. If it was not an image, then the units might be different. These units will be like for PPT, it could be one slide. For a document like Word, it is some number of characters, right? So that this number of characters will be 1 unit. So based on the file type, like this unit will be changed, right? But right now we have this unit as pixel because this is an image. And then we have lines. In lines, each line could have a different language. Although in our document we have the same language, but maybe ship to is written in Spanish, so that line will be in Spanish, right? If that was the case, so each line could have a different language, that's why here. So bounding box is basically representing the bounding box points. So this will be like 8 of them because 4 2s are 8 and there are like 4 corners in a bounding box. So for each corner there is xy. So yeah. So and then the text. So what is the text in that bounding box? So purchase order. Afterwards, for lines, then for each line, so we are completed with this line, right? So but in each line there are words also. Then individually for the word we also have confidence. So purchase and then the confidence for the word. Then again for the order and the confidence for the word, and then we are completed with our line, right? So as you can see, this is our lines, and in our lines, this is our basically the line, the first line. Then we will have a second line. Then second line has en in this, and the language is en, and the line has hero limited. So second line has hero limited. So you can see here the first line is purchase order, and then the hero limited. So it has basically detected those, the hero limited and all those lines, and then there are words also. So this is how it will go on, right? And keep on going on. So each time it is just checking the bounding. So when you see this document, then you convert them to the lines, and each line has also a word. So this is hierarchical, right? And then each of the word has a bounding box, and each of the lines also have a bounding box, right? And then you also have the information of how much tilt it is, right? All those kind of information are initial informations which you have seen here in the, let's see, in the read results. You have the information of the page, you have the information of the language, the angle, width, height, units. So all of this is basically the predominant informations, right? Like the, it's not uh, changing based on the lines and words, but here you can see this is a page which is of zero tilt. So zero angle, width and height will be the same for the page, and the units are pixel. So this is the read results. And when we go down, we see that we have also page results, right? So when we go down, so this is a large document. Yes, so yeah, here we have page results. So in page results, what we have, we can have a page, and we have a table, right? So if you want to represent table, so there are rows in the table and the columns in the table. So all the rows, the columns, and then each cell. So there are three rows and two columns. So this is a table. We tell how many rows and columns are in table, and then we start defining cells. So for each cell, there will be a row index, column index, and then it will have a text, and that text will have a bounding box. And then we have elements. So elements basically for each word, whatever bounding box was there in our read results. So our read results is basically what we have on the above. So these elements are basically referring to those read results, right? So this is happening for each of the documents. So this is what page results and read results give us. So there are like tables, and yeah, this is all for tables. Yeah, so it has recognized a table. Maybe if it had an image also inside this, then it might have recognized that also. So this is all about OCR.json. This is what optical character recognition has given us. It has given us basically bounding boxes around each line, around each word. What is the tilt? What is the dimensions? What is the page number? And is there a table? And then where is the table? All of those information are in the this. Then let's quit this, and let's go to our next document, which is form jpg.labels.json, right? So labels.json. If we click on this, then this is a different document. We see there is labels.json. This is not ocr.json. So we already have defined our, you know, if you quit this, we already have defined our fields.json, and it contains all the fields. And our ocr.json have all the bounding boxes, right? But we need something to combine these, and that is where our labels.json come to rescue. So not here, control Q. So that's why let's clear this CLS, and then we will go to our labels.json. So first label is our merchant, right? So this is a label, and this label is basically merchant. So we have our field as merchant, right? You would have remembered that there was a field merchant. So this merchant field has a label, and it has value. Value is a list. So value is a list of two things, limited and hero. So hero and limited both is merchant. So it has classified both as merchant. Hero is merchant, limited also. Both of these are like hero limited is a merchant, right? So it has accurately classified that. Then the values basically have the text. Label is basically the entity that you are recognizing, right? So that is a merchant. And then these are the bounding boxes for each of the word, and the page number is also there. So these bounding boxes, sometimes these bounding boxes can be on a is a list also, right? Because sometimes these bounding boxes can be not a single word, right? So sometimes it might be like, there is a word limited, but uh, it is in two bounding boxes, like in address. Let's see in the address case. So if an entity is an address, then it might have this line and this line. It is on two lines, right? So for that we need to have two bounding boxes. So if you need to have two bounding boxes for one text, then you have to create a list of bounding boxes in the bounding box. I hope you are getting my point, right? Because OCR has also already created some bounding boxes. Now, if you want to represent something which contains two lines or three lines, and that is an address, then that will be a list of bounding boxes. So yeah, this is the bounding box text. And what is this key here? So key means basically, uh, let's see here. So for this, let's go to ChatGPT, and here we have seen that, first of all, these are the results. Let's go to the top, the next conversation. So for labels.json, we have a label phone number. So phone number will basically corresponds to the region of the text. So phone number is a field name, right? This is an example. I'm giving an example. Suppose phone number is a field name. So it is basically recognizing phone number. So our model is recognizing phone number. Then key. So key is basically our model has recognized this phone number as 5534865512. So this is the phone number, and this is a value, and then this will be a key. So key is phone. So if there is no key, then key will be null. But key is basically the label of the entity which we were trying to find out. So we were trying to find out phone number. So we have phone number, but we also have a key for it, which is phone. Sometimes this key is not present, but still we will find phone number. So in this case, when we are looking at our example, so here we find merchant is Hero Limited. So yeah, we have found that if we when we are trying to find the merchant, this is Hero Limited, right? But you can see there is nothing written in front of it that merchant colon Hero Limited. It's not written like that. So that is why there is no key in this case. Otherwise, if it was written like that merchant colon Hero Limited, then that merchant will be our key, right? So this is how these things work. Now let's see another one for phone number also. You can see it has detected a phone number, which is this one. It should have detected phone here. In the null value, it should have detected the phone. However, it has not detected, but it has detected the phone number. Then for the website also, it has the website herolimited.com, right? So all of this is working. Yeah, and we can see there are a lot of things like that. So all of this is working. So this is how it's basically combining, right? It is combining the ocr.json file with the labels.json, right? So that is how these files work. Now what we have to do is uh, we have to let's close this, clear, and let's control Q, and let's move back the folder, and let's list this. So we have this sample forms folder which contains our JSON files, which we have seen just right now, our image file, and then we have these folders setup.sh, setup.cmd, and test1.jpg, and Python. So Python might contain our folder. So cd Python, our code, right? So if we see there, then we have the our code test model.py. So let's right now go back and let's see this only. So our next step is we have to run the command code setup.sh. So let's see what is there in setup.sh. Setup.sh. So yes, here you can see we are doing a lot of things here in setup.sh. So we have our subscription ID, we have a resource group, our location name, and the expiry date. So just copy those things. So copy to clipboard. That is our resource group. So have they asked for resource group? Yeah. So this will be our resource group name. So this will be our resource group name. Let's cut this and paste this. I think I have not copied it. I have copied it, right? So let's paste this. Let's save this. And the next is let's copy our location. So location copied and space this also. So we are requiring these things. And the next last thing is our subscription ID. So let's copy that also. So after we have set up our variables, the next thing we are doing is we are generating a random. So 1 plus random percent this, right? So we are generating a random ID, unique ID. So we are generating this unique ID so that we can have a unique name for our resources. So first of all, we are creating a storage account. So we are getting our storage account. So that's our storage resource that we basically create in Azure. So we could go in our portal azure.com, and then we can go to our let's see. So we are in our portal, and then we can go to our storage accounts, and we can come here in storage account, and then we have to specify our resource group, subscription, and storage account name. So and region also. So all of this we have to specify. Instead, we are not using the GUI. Instead, we are using the script, and the script says AZ storage account create. So it's doing the same thing. When we go here and we click on this, create account, storage account. So AZ storage account create is basically create this storage account resource. Then it's giving this the name, a unique name, AI102 form, and then the unique name, unique ID. So this will be the name of our storage account. Then the subscription ID and resource group in which we want our storage account resource, the location of it. Then it's have the SKU which is standard. So here we can have standard or premium, but we will choose standard because we have a lot of options here. Because we can have files, everything, files, blobs, queues. So all of these we can have. So that's why we will choose standard. We do not have a premium use case. So we choose standard, then encryption service, blob, default action allow, public access true. So it has public access, right? And default action allow, and next thing is encryption service blob. So yeah, when we go here, then we choose the standard one, then the redundancy. Also we choose storage account name. Then here are security things, and then there is blob storage, Azure files, Azure protocol. Next is networking, and here also then we have data protection where we can enable soft delete, right, for containers, file share, and blobs, and all those things. Then we have encryption, so we can use Microsoft managed keys or customer managed keys. So here we have encryption, right? So let's see encryption services blob, and then here enable support for customer managed keys, right? All of these things are here. So we can see here that encryption services blob default action is to, allow. That means all the traffic is allowed, allow public access. So we are also allowing public access. So that is how we are creating a storage account. And after creating storage account, what we are doing is we are uploading files. So for that, what we are doing, first of all, get storage key to create a container in the storage account. So we are getting a storage key to create the container in storage account. What that mean is that we are getting the account keys for the storage account. So I'm not going to create a storage account right now, but if we go to our storage accounts, then we might have some storage accounts, right? So like let's click on one of the storage accounts. So we have these two storage accounts, and you can see here in overview we have keys and endpoints we might have somewhere here, right? So this is the general overview of the storage account. If we go to security and networking, right, and in security and networking we go to access keys, then we can see there are two access keys for the storage account, the primary one and the secondary one. So what we are doing here in our code, in our script, we are saying AZ storage account keys list. We are listing the keys of this storage account. Which storage account? Of this subscription, of this resource group, of this account name. We want to list the keys, and then which in that list we want the key one. So key one basically means this key one, right? And we want its name, we want the permissions and the value. So everything we want the name, the value and the permissions. So this is the storage account key, and we are basically retrieving it. We are storing this in key string. So key JSON, we are storing this in a kind of a structure, right? uh, and then what we are doing, we are declaring a variable Azure storage key in which we are storing this key string, right? After that, what we are doing, we are creating our container. So in Azure storage we have blob containers. So we are again telling it which account name is it and what is the name of the container we want. So we will name our container sample forms. We will have a public access to this container, right? And the authentication mode is key, and then we are giving our account key, and about output is none. So then we are creating our container. Then we will upload files from our local sample folder to container called sample forms. So we have created a container sample forms in our storage account. So we are just uploading it here. So here again we will use AZ storage blob upload batch. So we are storing uploading it in a batch. So sample forms, so that is the directory, you know. So we have this sample forms directory here also, right? And then we are putting it into sample forms, the blob. Both have the same name, right? So this sample forms is from the source, and this is the destination, the sample forms, which is the container, right? Upload files from your local sample folder to container sample forms. So we will do that. And then the account name is this. Authorization mode is again key and account key, and we have this account key. So this is, then we upload the files in the blob. Then we are setting a variable value for future use. So this is our storage account name, right? And the next thing is, after that, what we are doing, we are getting a shared access signature, right? A signed URI that points to one or more storage resources. So that is our SAS, shared access signature, right? For the blobs in sample forms. So for all the blobs in our sample form container, we are getting a shared access signature. So for that, what we are doing, we are generating shared access signature token, right? For this account name, for this blob, and then we are setting the expiry date. So whatever expiry date we have set it, so we have set this expiry date. So yeah, it's 2026. So yeah, this expiry date is okay. Then we are setting the permission, so that is read, write, and for L, right? I think that is also something. I will check it out. And then authorization mode is again key, and account key is Azure storage account, right? Yes, sir. So L is for listing. So if we have a container, and that container we want to list the blobs, so we also are giving the permission for that, and for reading, writing also, right? So we are giving all those permission. Authorization mode is key, account key is this account key, and then the expiry date, name, and everything, account name. So we have generated our secured access shared access signature token. Now what we will do this, so this is a token, right? So we can use this to authenticate things, right? So we will use this shared access signature token. We will add this in our URI in query parameters. So we will add this in our query parameters, shared access signature token. So this is our URI. Print the generated shared access signature URI, which is used by Azure Storage to authorize access to the storage resource. So then we will print this URI. So this is the whole thing that this setup.sh file is doing. So let's close this. We have not changed this in any way. And yeah. So let's see what is the next step. So you have to run this command required to create Azure resources. You have to edit your subscription ID, resource group, and location. Um, if your location is east to west, the string in the script should be east to west. Okay. In the expiry date variable in the past, updated the future date, right? So you can learn more about SaaS here. After you replace placeholders, okay. Then what we have to do, we have to chmod. So basically we have to give permission of execution to this setup.sh file. So we could execute this file, right? And when the script completes, review the displayed output. In Azure portal, refresh your resource group and verify that it contains Azure storage account just created. Open the storage account in the pane on the left, select storage browser, expand blob containers, select sample form containers, and custom doc intelligence sample forms folder. So all of this is basically what we are going to do here, right? We can also do this manually, but the script will do that for us, right? So let's do chmod and let's give the permission of execution. So plus x setup.sh, and then we will, let's see here. So we will just copy and paste it and we will give the permission here, right? And now we will run this. So we will run this file, and afterwards what we have to do, yeah, we have to just verify that whether everything is working or not. So it's creating storage. Then we have to train the model using Document Intelligence Studio. After we have created our storage account and generated our shared access signature. So let's wait for it. So we can see our script has executed successfully. It has uploaded files, created storage, right? And then finished it. And then we have got this, storage account, and this is our SaaS token, right? So SESR equals to this. So all of this. Let's then go to our resource group. So what is the resource group name? So our resource group name is, let's see, DIRG, right? Well, let's refresh this. DIRES. So now we will have so this is the resource name. We have to go to the resource group in which this resource is. So DIRG. And in this resource group, we can see we have a storage account now because of the script that we're in. And in this storage account, we would have a blob. So if we go to containers, data storage, containers, then we would have a blob here. This is a container sample forms, and inside this we have a lot of blobs, which will be our files. And these are all the blobs. And in the access level also we have anonymous access, so it's not restricted because we have set that in our file. So we have also generated the shared access token. The next thing we have to do is we have to go to Document Intelligence AI.azure.com studio. So let's go to Document Intelligence.azure.ai.azure.com, right? .ai.azure.com. So I think this will work. Document Intelligence AI.azure.com. Yeah. So after that, when we have it open, we will just log in it, right? So let's log in, and after logging in, we will scroll down to custom model section and select custom extraction model. So this is document analysis. These are the general models like OCR, layout, and general document model. These are the pre-built models, and these are the custom models. And there also we have two flavors. One is label and build custom model to extract a specific schema. So we have that schema in our JSON file, right? From your forms and documents. This is a build a custom classification model to split and classify document. This is to just classify documents. This is to extract certain features from the document. So we are going to select this one. So custom model, custom extraction model, sign in, resource to select subscription, resource name, and then let's see. So under this, we have to create a project, and we will choose a project name. So they are saying just choose any valid project name. So our valid project name will be DIRES project. So this is the project for our that resource. The description would be example, right? So project name, document, your document intelligence resource. So let's see, we can name this on. To create a project, you need the following resources. It says you need a document intelligence or cognitive resource, and you will need a Azure blob storage container with the training data. So yeah, let's see. This is lab. I don't know which lab this is, but yeah, this is a lab. This is a lab, and then we will click on continue. Then we have to select our subscription, then the resource group, the same resource group in which our document intelligence resource is created, and our storage account is there. We will select the document intelligence resource, the API version. This one is okay, and can only be changed by upgrading after the project is created. Then we will click on continue. Again, we have to select our subscription resource group. So our storage account can be in a different resource group, but right now it's in the same resource group. Then we will select our storage account, and then we will select our blob container, and then we have to select our folder path, but I think we do not need a folder path in this case. So storage account, this, leave folder path blank because we do not have any folder path, right? We, in our sample forms, we have the training data. It's not like in sample form there is one another folder in which there is one another folder in which the training data is. So that's why we are leaving it blank. We click on continue. It's asking to review us. So we have specified our project name and description, and then we have specified the where our Azure document resources and where our storage account resources and where is the container also. So we have tell where our training data is and where our document resources and the project name. So we will create this project and we will wait for it. When your project is created, on top right page, select train your model. So then we will click on train our model. We will have a valid name for our model. So this is the model ID name, and then we will build our model. We will choose template. So yeah, and training can take some time. Wait until status is succeeded. So let's wait for this for creation of our project. So our project has been created, and there are some useful information here. So it says, please upload at least 5 documents for labeling and training custom extraction model. So we have already uploaded our data, but if we have to go through this portal, right, then we might at least upload 5 documents of a particular type. For a particular type means which follows a particular layout, we have to at least upload 5 documents for labeling and training custom extraction models, right? Then here we can add our field, and this is all everything, right? So these are our, you know, uh, files like the JPG files. We can see all of these files are, uh, you know, the OCR.json is already there, the labels.json is already there. So this is the output of the labels.json. This is what OCR.json is doing, right? And everything is here labeled hero limited, right? So this is 5 only. The next thing is, um, after you have uploaded, then we have to basically train our model. So to train our model, we will go on and there will be a button for training. Let's see. Right, so you can see here there is train button. We'll click on train. We will name our model. So let's name our model, right? Then description of model or lab, and what is the hero limited. Hero limited model can also be model description, model for hero limited. I think these are receipts or forms. These are invoices, yeah, invoices data. And then build model. So this is a neural model which is recommended because this is more, working towards deep learning methods, and uh, but it needs more data and it needs more time and more cost. So that's why we will not go with neural model. We will go with template model. And here we can also learn about different types of extraction models. When we say neural model, then we also have to specify maximum training hours, right? Default is zero point 0.5 hours, so that is half an hour. But we do not have to specify when we use template model. So template model basically generally use the basic machine learning method. So it is specific to the template. It will learn the template, right? If you change the template, this model will fail. That's why you should use neural recommended model, but right now we are using template because we do not have that much kind of money in our free account. So let's click on train. Now this training will take some time, and then we will go to our models, and then we have this code that we will use, and we have to install Azure AI form recognizer, which will be used by our code, and then we will run this code. So training in progress. Your is now training. Check its status by going to models. So let's go to models. Training has succeeded, and we will go to the model. We can see the model. Here we have a build model template. We can see the field name, what is the accuracy of it, right? For each field there is an accuracy, and mostly these accuracy should be greater than 80% or so. um, for otherwise it's not good, right? So we can see here that your confidence score should be of 80% or higher, then it's acceptable for low risk applications, and the confidence score should be 100% for high risk applications, right? So that is why confidence score is really important. And if you are testing, so here also they have mentioned one more thing. So your form should have similar appearance, right? If training set has one form of template and the testing has very different form appearance, then consider training the model with that different template, or consider just changing your test data, right? So that is what they are saying. If the form appearance varies, consider training more than one model. So we can also train more than one model. So each model will have a being trained on a different template, with each model focused on one format. So that is something that we can do it, right? Because we also have composite models, we can use that. So that is why they are saying that for each template use a different model. And your confidence values of analyze result are low, try to improve the quality of your input documents. If the confidence values are low, we will improve our document qualities, right, on which we have trained. So we have the training successful, and the next thing that we have to do is we have to go and move to our Python folder. So let's go to our Python. So we have this URI, then let's go to cd Python, right? Let's copy this first, right? Let's cls and then ls, and then cd Python, then in CLS ls. We have this requirements.txt and testmodel.py. We will be opening testmodel.py, and this is our whole code. So here we can see whatever code is. Yeah, first of all, we also have to install this virtual environment. We have not installed that. So let's do that also real quick. Paste, creating a virtual environment, and then we have to install the libraries, Azure AI Form Recognizer, and then we also have to check the environment variables to basically modify our document intelligence endpoint and document intelligence key, and also we have to give the model ID. The model ID is the name that we have provided here, DI REST model. So we have to change that in the .env file. So code.env file, we have this. Here we will basically from here, if we go to our storage account, let's go to our DIS document intelligence resource, and in this document intelligence resource we will have our endpoints and keys. So keys and endpoints in resource management, and then we will copy our endpoint and paste it here. So this is the endpoint of our document intelligence resource, and the next will be our um, the key, the primary key. So let's also paste that. Next will be the model ID. So here DIRS model, and we will paste it here. Control S, Control Q, and then let's CLS. Then let's open our test model .py, right? Py. So now yes. So now right now we have to open the code file, review the code, and then run the code, because code is already written for us. So let's see what is written in the code. So this is our code. So first of all, what we are doing, we are extracting the environment variables. This is our form URL. So this is the URL that we want to test. We are creating a document analysis client. So from azure.ai.form recognizer, we are importing document analysis client, and in that client we are specifying the endpoint and credential. Then we are calling this method begin analyze document from URL, because we are doing it from URL. That's why we are saying it from to begin the analyze document from URL. We are passing the model ID and the form URL. We already have it set up with our key and the endpoint, and now we are just calling this method with the model ID and the form URL. We will get a result, and we will get our response, and from the response we will call response.result, in which we will have the result. Then for each result we can have different types of things, like what is the document doc type, confidence, the model ID, right? And then for each field item we are checking what is the field value, what is the field content, field confidence. So all of this we are checking, right? So we will come back to this, but let's first run this python test model.py, right? It's running. So as you can see, analyzation document 1. So document has type this, right? So this is the our model name, then the confidence score of the document. Then document was analyzed by model with ID this. So this is the model ID of our document. Then it has found these fields: vendor name, phone number, quantity, merchant, subtotal, and then it's the value of that field. So this was the value of that field and what percentage of confidence it has. This is 99.4, but like for this it is very low, so this is not acceptable. Signatures, right? And for others it is mostly like 0.99. So yeah, that's pretty good. But for also for this phone number, company address, yeah, for company address also it's the confidence is very low. So yeah, that needs to be taken care of. So guys, this concludes our lab. We can clean our resources.